Okay, let's be honest. Have you ever seen that blinking cursor on a black screen and just felt that little drop in your stomach? Yeah, you're not alone. So today we're going to tackle two of the things in tech that seem the most intimidating. Linux and, the actual plumbing of the internet. And we're going to do it with zero of that usual tech pro flexing. Let's just get into it.
And you know what? Let's start right there with that feeling. If looking at a terminal gives you that knot in your stomach, that's actually a good thing. Seriously. It just means you're right on the edge of learning something really new and powerful. So our job today is to turn that feeling into actual knowledge.
All right, so here it is, the big one, the first hurdle for so many of us, that blank, black screen with just a single, lonely, blinking cursor. I mean, it feels empty, right? Maybe even a little bit hostile? But what if we just thought about it differently? What if we reframe what we're even looking at?
This right here, this is the first and most important thing to get into your head. It looks scary, but it's not. The appearance is totally deceiving. Behind that blinking cursor, there isn't some kind of secret arcane magic. Nope. It's just a different way of talking to your computer, a much more direct way.
So what is it? Well, at its absolute core, that's all Linux really is. It's an operating system, just like Windows or Mac OS. The big difference is the language it prefers. Instead of you pointing and clicking on little pictures, you talk to it directly, using text commands.
And this really gets to the fundamental shift in how you think about it. With a graphical interface, you're kind of following a visual path someone else laid out for you. With the command line, though, it's a direct conversation. You don't ask, you tell the computer what you want. And you might be thinking, why is that better? Well, here's why it's so powerful. Imagine you have to rename 100 photos. Clicking through each one would take forever, right? On the command line, you can do that whole job with one single, super precise instruction in like less than a second. That's the difference.
Okay, so if it's a conversation, how does it actually work? Let's break down the basic grammar, the vocabulary you need to get started.
This is the #1 role of the command line. It is incredibly, almost painfully literal. You type a command, and it does exactly what you wrote. There's no, hey, did you mean, or any kind of autocorrect. Now, this means you have to be precise, but it also means it's 100% predictable. It's going to do what you tell it to every single time.
And to have this conversation, you really only need to get your head around a few core ideas. First, how the computer organizes everything into files and folders, or directories. Second, who's allowed to do what with those files. We call that permissions. And finally, just how to move around between all those different directories. That's pretty much it. That's your starting vocabulary.
And let's be super clear about the goal here. The point is not to become some kind of programming wizard who can rewrite the whole operating system from scratch, okay? It's about feeling competent. It's about feeling calm when you see that terminal. Think of it as a tool, not a trophy.
Okay, so we've got a handle on how to talk to our own machine. That's great. But how does our machine talk to the billions of other computers out there on the internet?
Right, this is where we start talking about the actual plumbing of the web. I mean, think about it. All that data flying back and forth. It needs a way to get in and out of your computer in an organized way, right? Otherwise, it would be chaos. And it does that using something we call ports. Yeah, this is a great way to think about it. Imagine your computer is like a giant apartment building. Every single app that needs to talk to the outside world, your web browser, your email, your favorite video game, it gets its own special numbered door. This system makes sure that when a message comes in from the internet, it goes to exactly the right apartment, the right application.
And these door numbers are actually standardized. For example, when your browser wants to visit a regular website, it knows to go knock on door number 80 on the web server. But if it's a secure site, like your bank, it uses a different door, 44.3. And if you're using that command line we just talked about to securely log into another computer somewhere else, you're probably using door number 22. It's like a universal address book for apps.
Now, these ports are just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. We're not going to go deep into it today, but you should know it's called the OSI model. The easiest way to think of it is as the complete official rulebook for how all network conversations happen, from the physical wires all the way up to the app you're actually using. So yeah, we're just scratching the surface here. All right, let's just pause for a second and take a step back. Let's look at the foundation we've just built. We've literally gone from staring at that intimidating blinking cursor on our own machine all the way to understanding how it talks to the rest of the world. So here's what you get now. You understand the basic idea of how to tell a computer what to do, not just click on it. And you've got the mental model for how your computer uses these doors, or ports, to talk to the web. Seriously, that is a huge step forward.
So I've got a question for you.
We talked about ports for web traffic and for secure logins. So based on that, which port do you think gets used for sending emails? Just have a think about it.
So, we've learned how to talk to a computer, and we've learned how computers talk to each other. What's the next logical step? Well, it's the one backbone skill that pretty much nobody in tech really escapes, learning how to give the computer a whole list of instructions to follow all by itself. And that, my friends, is programming logic. But we'll save that for next time.